Darrell Amy here with Revenue Growth Engine, helping great companies grow revenue. This morning, I want to encourage you and I want to think about three things that are really important for us, whether you're a business owner, whether you lead a sales team, whether you work in marketing. And there are three L's I want to talk about this morning: love, learn, and lead, all critical in this season. I think first and foremost, it is important that we remember to love one another. And what I mean about that is whether it's our coworkers, whether it's our family, whether it's our friends, this is an important time to really pay attention and ask yourself on a regular basis, maybe an hourly basis, how can I love those around me? You know, for many of our coworkers, and maybe you listening in, you're working at home right now, which is, you know, got its own challenges. You add on top of that kids at home and possibly family members or friends that are sick. This is certainly a time to love one another. It's also a time to learn. You know, if you are a university professor or a pastor, it's pretty common in those professions to every 7 years, every so often, to go on sabbatical and to take some time to really dig deep and learn. And so I want to encourage you to do that. You know, for most of us, we're not commuting right now, so that just lopped an hour or two off of our day. And, you know, life is at a slightly different pace. What would it look like for you if you were to spend, you know, that time you spent commuting in the morning, learning, reading a book, getting sharpened? Here's the deal. I know as we move into this next season, that it's going to be very important that we're as sharp as we've ever been, that we're coming to this new season with fresh ideas. So I want to encourage you to learn. One of the great things about this season right now is there are all kinds of learning opportunities. I was on a webinar yesterday with Donald Miller and Rachel Hollis, learning how to be a better author. I've got a virtual conference coming up later this week on growth with friends at Drift. And there are so many opportunities to learn right now. So what would it look like if you took time every day, maybe even just said, you know what, I'm going to carve out 10% of my week. That'd be 4 hours a week. And I'm going to learn, I'm going to read, I'm going to go to conferences, listen to books. I really challenge you to do that right now, because I think it's going to be critical that we're sharp moving into this next season. So love people, learn. The third thing I want to encourage you to do is lead. There's so many great definitions of leadership. Leadership is influence, according to John Maxwell. Leadership is also the ability to cast vision. And I think what we need to be doing, whether you're a company owner, lead a sales team, lead a marketing team, it's critical that we have a vision going into the future. Now, the future is a little bit uncertain. We know that we're going to bring some things from our past, and we also know that we're going to be stepping, you know, later in this year into new market dynamics. So what does that mean? Well, we have to lead. We have to have a vision. Well, in order to have a vision, you have to have some idea of where you want to go. And I think a huge part of this is strategy. I've spent a lot of time over the last couple of weeks, in particular, talking with business owners and executive teams about their growth strategy. And I think this is a really good time to do that. To, you know, even though you may not have all the answers yet, it's really important to begin having those discussions and thinking about what are we going to need to do? Where are we going to need to go? What's going to be necessary to be in place so that we can move into the future and have a profitable and fulfilling future for our business. So right now is a good time to lead. And one of the ways to lead is to bring your team into strategy discussions. How are we going to grow? What is this business going to look like? What do we want it to look like? In some ways, this is an inflection point where we can pause and think, what do we want to look like going forward? So that's my encouragement to you today. Think about it. If you're a business owner, think about it in the context of your business. If you're a sales rep or sales leader, think about it in the context of the clients that you work with. Same with marketing people as well. How can I love those around me? How can I learn during this season? What do I need to learn? And how can I lead with vision and strategy? As always, let's get going and let's get growing.